Good morning again, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about a real person, a real living person right now. I don't typically talk about people because it's kind of petty, it's uninteresting to me usually, but this one actually is an interesting case. And I'm not going to name her name in full. I will use her initials for anonymity, out of respect. So this person in this video will be called KP. She's a young woman, not quite an adult at this time legally. She lives with her family, and she has enjoyed a very luxurious lifestyle. She's talented, and her parents, God bless them, have spared no expense to give her the princess treatment, in her own words. So I want to talk a little bit about this princess treatment and some things that I predict are going to happen. And I'm going to go on record with this video, with this prediction, whether it's true or not, and see what happens eventually, because she's got a pretty high profile already online. She has a lot of YouTube followers. She has a lot of fans as a musician and singer and performer already. She has had a pretty prolific career on YouTube so far with the help of her parents, with the actual guidance and instruction and assistance of her parents, both financially and, you know, in person, with tools and resources and transportation and all that. So I want to talk about this lifestyle. I want to talk about the pitfalls of having an indulgent lifestyle where every inconvenience and every problem is solved preemptively, because that's kind of how it looks from here. And I'm not saying her life is perfect. I'm saying that compared to other people, her life is pretty perfect on a scale. And I'm not saying that it's a contest or competition, or that you know, meeting needs and making people happy is bad. I'm saying that there's such a thing called spoiling, and the effects, unfortunately, are disastrous eventually, not right away. But here's what's going to happen, in my opinion, because I've seen it. I've seen this happen, where unfortunately a young person who is advantaged, who has a lot of conveniences, a lot of luxuries growing up, a lot of privileges and access, a lot of entertainment, a lot of great times, and not so much hardship, not so much challenges or opportunities to grow and become stronger and independent. You see something that happens when they become an adult. At some point, this girl, KP, is going to move out of her house, we hope, unless she's going to marry her family, which honestly, in respect, it wouldn't surprise me based on what I've seen. And that's sort of a parallel to this story, but I digress. At some point, she's going to be an adult regardless, and she will have a challenge in front of her, because the honeymoon will have worn off. The good times of youth, when she had every need catered and solved, every problem was solved before it came up, and she lived the party lifestyle all her life, jet setting, traveling the world, sparing no expense to indulge in every imaginable convenience and entertainment. All that is going to go away someday, one way or another. Whether or not it becomes a financial burden or a barrier, whether or not you know, she's going to not have the same people around to manage these things. She's not necessarily going to have the same resources, although I don't know enough about her financial situation. Maybe she's going to inherit a huge amount of money. I have no idea. But here's the thing. Once she's out of the house, if she ever leaves the house, things aren't going to be so fun. And the real interesting point here is, whoever's around at that moment, when things become real all of a sudden, when real problems materialize, such as even in the world of finance, people who are wealthy, independently wealthy, experience even in that world, she's going to have a hard time sorting out what's causing her newfound discomfort. She's going to be thrown very unceremoniously out of her comfort zone at some point. We all are. Every single adult, whether they have money or not, reaches a point in their life where they have extremely unpleasant challenges in front of them, whether it's, you know, money problems or lack of money problems or people problems or employment problems or romance problems. Everybody finds problems eventually. They find you eventually. And you, if you are of an age, you already know this. So when this happens, predictably, to this girl, KP, she's going to look around her and say, what has changed? Why is my life not so rosy all of a sudden? Why is my life not like a movie all of a sudden? I was living the princess life. I was on the silver screen. I was having a great, great time. And what she's going to see is the person near her. Okay, this is obvious. This is logic here. She's going to find that lightning rod. Whoever's nearby. Whatever, you know, if you'll forgive the expression, God-forsaken bastard happens to be standing next to her, is going to get the full brunt of her misery. Is going to get the full blame for her new situation, whether he deserves it or not. That bastard is gonna have to explain to her, look, you know, I don't have the wherewithal necessarily to give you that lifestyle that you're used to. I don't have the experiences that you had. I don't have the I'm just not your family. I'm not your dad. I'm not, you know, that whole princess castle. That's not what this is about. Maybe we got to climb up a little bit. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, and either way, she's out of touch, right? So when she reaches that point, when she reaches a point where things get real, the person standing next to her, whoever it is, in her mind, whether she wants to or not, is going to get the blame for her new situation. They're going to get the blame for failing to make her happy, as she has been all her life, because in her brain, all it's going to come down to is, I used to be happy, and now I'm not. What's changed? Oh, there's this new person. Yes, well, it's more than that. It's always more than that. And the real sad part is, if you ask me, her parents are doing her a wild disservice by denying her every opportunity to grow, to learn, to become strong and independent, and to, you know, look forward to something even better, right? By contrast, I think it's selfish. I do. I think it's selfish when parents spare no expense to spoil their children, when they forget that life is also about learning and failing a little bit. Life is also about having a hard time a little bit. Not a lot. Enough to learn something, though. Enough to be happy and strong later on. That's the sad part. So maybe you know who I'm talking about. I don't know. It makes no difference. There are a lot of these people, a lot of unfortunate people who are treated very, very well, and they miss every opportunity to become strong, independent people. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.